Right guys, what is going on? BusterBarnes here, bringing you my match preview for Chelsea's away trip to West Brom, our third league game of the Premier League season. One win and one loss so far against Brighton and Liverpool. Hopefully we can pick ourselves back up from that Liverpool defeat and get the 3 points away at West Brom. If you guys do enjoy these match previews, please be sure to leave a like and comment down below your predicted lineups and score predictions as well. And also subscribe to the BusterBarnes YouTube channel for more footballing content. You guys can check out my match review of the 6-0 win against Barnsley as well if you so wish. And yeah, let's get into the team news. Okay, so I want to have a quick note on West Brom first. They've had 2 losses so far in the league, against Leicester and against Everton. A 3-0 loss to Leicester and a 5-2 defeat to Everton as well. Both of those teams are seen as being better than them, to be fair. And also West Brom did actually play quite well against Everton when they scored 2 goals, but unfortunately they did get a man, Kieran Gibbs in fact, sent off, which did hinder them a little bit in that match, or quite a lot actually. So a bit unlucky for them. This should be a game, however, that we can win. But West Brom do have some dangerous players. They have Pereira, who's very creative. They have Dean Garner from West Ham, which caused quite a stir in the West Ham dressing room when he left. So yeah, not going to be easy by any means, but hopefully the 3 points will be in the bag for us. Okay, so after watching Frank Lampard's press conference, it's still a matter of fact that Christian Pulisic and Hakim Ziyech are still not fit enough to play for Chelsea, and Frank Lampard said that hopefully in 1 or 2 weeks they'll be in contention for match games. That probably means, however, that they won't be in full contention until after the international break ends. I didn't realise, by the way, that the international break involves 3 games. There's teams having 3 matches, which isn't always great. You don't want your players having a chance of getting injured in these international games, so hopefully some of the national teams like England actually decide to rotate a bit, rather than us getting players like Chilwell and Pulisic back and then getting injured straight away. That would not be ideal. But Lampard also did confirm that Eduard Mendy is unable to start this match. He only has had 1 training session under his belt, and it would be too soon to just throw him in the lineup, which gets me on to my predicted team for the game. Now in goal, I am going to be going with, hopefully for the last time, Kepa Arrizabalaga. Willy Caballero actually had a very good performance against Barnsley. However, I do think that with the potential, there's been rumours that Kepa's actually going to go out on loan to maybe Roma or someone like that. And also, to keep his value up, I think we need to have Kepa still playing, and maybe he can try and redeem himself. We've been saying this every single week though, and he seems to always make a mistake. But a clean sheet against West Brom would do good for him, so I am going to have him in goal. But I do think, hopefully, this may be the last time we see Kepa in net for Chelsea, at least in these Premier League or big matter games. Caballero, I think, will probably start in the Carabao Cup against Tottenham. Going on to the rest of the team then, at right back we have Reece James, who did not play against Barnsley because I guess he was being rested for this game. Has looked very good in his 2 games, was solid against Liverpool, obviously had some great attacking returns against Brighton as well. I've actually brought him into my fantasy Premier League team. You can check out my Game Week 3 preview for that as well. But Reece James, I think, will be Chelsea's main right back. Azpilicueta didn't have an amazing game against Barnsley either, but I don't necessarily think that Azpi would be challenging Reece James for right back anyway in this team. So yeah, Reece James at right back. Left back will be Cesar Azpilicueta. Now, part of me does, not going to lie, think that it will be Alonso. Maybe I'm just sort of being a bit too wishful, but just a quick note, guys. Frank Lampard did say that when he compared and looked at Ben Chilwell's and Thiago Silva's chances of playing, he did state that Thiago Silva is a bit more likely to start the match than Ben Chilwell, and did mention the fixtures going forward into the internationals, hence why I have not put Ben Chilwell in my starting 11 yet. But I wouldn't be against seeing him start, it would be very nice, and also I do expect to maybe see him get some minutes if we are winning the game early on in the second half. Azpilicueta did get a full 90 against Barnsley, and hopefully he's match fit. He wasn't the best, but it was his first game. He needs to pick up the fitness, and he's just a lot more defensively sound than someone like Alonso. So, and he's our captain as well. So having Azpilicueta as part of the backline would be nice. Wouldn't be shocked if it was Alonso though, but hopefully not. The centre backs, I am going to go with the partnership that we've all been wanting to see ever since this player signed for the club. That is going to be Kurt Zouma and Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva looking good in his debut. It was only against Barnsley though, but he was looking confident. He was looking like a leader, making some really nice passes. Made one little mistake, but that's to be expected. Kurt Zouma as well. Both of them speak French. Could be a really nice partnership as well, especially when Edouard Mendy joins the team. And it's a combination that we've all been wanting to see since Thiago Silva signed. So I think this could be a very solid duo at the centre of our defence. And now getting on to the midfield. Now I have actually gone for a 4-2-3-1 formation. Now if you guys actually watched my video on Chelsea's best team and formation, I actually went for the 4-3-3. However, I think with the personnel available to us right now, still some injuries, and the way we've been performing the past few weeks, I think the 4-2-3-1 is probably the way to go. The double pivot, I'm going to be going with Kovacic and Kante. Both should be fit enough to start this game. Kovacic getting a full run through against Barnsley as well. Maybe Jorginho was rested for this game, but I'm not too sure. Maybe you could see him in the pivot, but I don't want to see Jorginho, Kovacic and Kante all start in the midfield. I don't think we need that, especially against a team like West Brom. So I think a pivot of Kovacic and Kante will do the job. You have the defensive ability of Kante, Kovacic being able to drive up from deep as well as provide his own defensive support. I think that pivot is probably the best pivot we've got if we are playing a 4-2-3-1. So that should hopefully provide some solidity for the defence as well as enable us to change play quite quickly if we are on the back foot, which hopefully isn't too often. Going to the number 10 role, I am going with the man who scored a hat-trick against Barnsley, and that is Kai Havertz. Good performance from him. It was against Barnsley, but him getting a hat-trick, him just scoring a goal, should hopefully fill him with some confidence to start finding the net in Premier League games. He is still getting match fit. He is still getting sharp. He's not had a pre-season. He's not played for Germany in the Nationals either. So this is basically pre-season for him. So we can't expect him to be at his best at full blasting Kai Havertz. And also, it is a new league as well. So even if he did have a pre-season, we'd still be giving him some time to adapt. But he did look good. So hopefully, in his number 10 role as well, which is one of his more favoured roles, he can do the job for us. Going on to the wings now. This was tough to predict, but if I'm going for an actual prediction, I'm going to have Mason Mount on the right wing, and I know we're all sort of sick of seeing Mason Mount on the right wing. Well, to be fair, I don't really mind it, but we all just know that that's not his best position, and we'd maybe rather see someone like Callum Hudson-Odoi on the wing, or a Pulisic or a Ziyech who are obviously injured. I think when they come back from injury, we won't be seeing Mount on the wing at all. I wouldn't be against Callum Hudson-Odoi starting this game, however, there's another player who, against Barnsley, stood out a lot more than him, and I just think that Mount is still going to start this game, so I think that Callum Hudson-Odoi starting, I would be 100% for, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to see Mason Mount on the right wing. And on the left wing, I'm actually going with Timo Werner. Now, he did start on the left side against Liverpool. They kind of changed formation every now and again. He would go two up top of Havertz. He was up top by himself at one point when we got the red card. He was on the left wing. I think he's going to be on the left wing again. And this is mainly due to the performance of another man who I'll be getting onto in a second. But with his speed, with his dribbling technique, you know, he's a dangerous player. He can press as well. He goes up and down the pitch. So I think him on the wing would be a good fit. Do I think we'll see him on the wing regularly? Probably not. He probably will go to an up front position soon. I mean, unless the other person I'm about to mention keeps him out of that position. But Timo Werner will be on the left wing for me. Hopefully he can get his first goal in a Chelsea shirt, which moves me finally onto our striker, and that is going to be Tammy Abraham. Really impressed against Barnsley. I think he was actually probably our man of the match. He obviously didn't get it because Havertz scored the hat-trick, which is completely fair enough. But Tammy Abraham got a goal. He got 2 assists, basically 3 assists as well with the dummy he did for the second goal, which was really nice to Havertz as well. And they just linked up really good, so it'd be nice to see if they could continue that link-up play into a Premier League match against West Brom. So that is going to be my lineup. Hopefully Abraham can continue to get some goals as well and carry on some form, and I always thought that Abraham would get his fair shot in this team. and I think that's going to continue. He is our second choice striker after Werner. Giroud, unfortunately, our third, and Abraham, there's no reason why he can't budge up, and him and Werner could even play in the same starting 11 like I've predicted them to do now. But yeah, guys, that is my predicted lineup. Please be sure to leave yours in the comments below, and if I'm going to go for a prediction against West Brom, now, because I've predicted Kepa in goal, I'm sort of thinking we will unfortunately concede. Maybe from a set piece, you know, and Pereira actually scored a nice free kick against Everton. Maybe he'll do the same against us. I don't expect an easy game. We will actually be playing against Ivanovic as well. That's a good point. He might be starting for West Brom. West Brom will probably be sitting back quite a lot in the match as well, I can imagine. But if we do get an early goal, maybe that could open them up. I think I'll go for a 3-1 win, the same sort of result that we got against Brighton. I do think Brighton are a better team than West Brom, but I think West Brom might sit back a little bit more and make it a little bit harder for us. But yeah, leave your predictions in the comments below as well. I hope you guys did enjoy this preview. Please be sure to stay tuned for my match review coming out the day after the game takes place. Hopefully it will be a Chelsea win. But yeah, hope you guys do have a great day. Please be sure to subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you next time.